Hello everyone, you got the Bub031 here again, and it's time for another layout tour. This time, it is for the layout of May 2025. Just to let you guys know, for June, July, and all that, they will be off. I'm actually the first one here, so I'll give you guys a quick tour, and then I'll put in some run-by shots later. So, I want you all to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so starting this off, as you can see, we're back at our club area. Usually last time I was running was at the Science and Tech Museum. So yeah, we got basically a S standard layout with an east and west loop with 2 single track areas and 2 massive branch line areas as well, as you can see from the map here. So of course we have our trains and dispatch area, where we have all our train orders and such, to where we sign out a train. Of course our board is not full yet, so I had to do that later, and that is our train board right there. These were all the locals for the layout, and we're going to begin with the yard. So we're going to be going west first. I know we're going to the left, but I'm following the track towards the west. So we are right now in the yard. We have a through freight sitting there right now and a couple of cabooses. Coming off, we have Rideau River right here. Right up to Frederick Edwards, my apologies, which is a lumber site. And then we have the crossover of Gary. And then we come around to the curve of Memorial Point. This thing has really become super sceneried. It's nice. We then have Mandrake with a single siding. Moving around to Ottawa River. Up to Apple Hill. And then we have Elwood and Green Valley. 2 interchange and siding tracks. And then we come up to, right after that, you will see Rhinebeck Falls. And then turning into single track here at Orleans. We keep moving where we pass milepost 224. Around the bridge of Adamson. To White River. Single track. With Albert's Abyss. To milepost 115. Right up to Connaught, and then Spencer's Gap. With Willowdale, and then Finch. Moving right up to Jock River. And coming into the West Loop now. So we have M&O Junction. And then Colonnade with a Superior Propane and an Asphalt Distribution Center. Moving right around the corner, we come up to City Bakery / Grant and Tire. And then we have, coming around the bend, we have St. Lawrence River. And then it goes right back down the main line from here. Right back at M&O. So, coming off Colonnade, we have the first main branch line, which is Prescott. And then we have the tank car industry of Fredericks, where there's propane and fuel. And then we have Cremona, which leads to the back end of the fiddle yard. Past that, we have the Welsh modules, starting with Mein Clodhog, Clinderwind, Kerndale, and Rosebush. Nothing but a couple of transfers and some mainline track. Nice little scenery module and crossover. And then right up to Beachbird. Also on the end, it's not up there, but arm prior power and the stub end just to give it that little bit of extra. And then on the back end, we had the fiddle yard. So, I actually hear a couple of trains. We're going to stop and watch them.
No, I blew most of it away, so I think we're good.
I can't believe it.
It was an accident.
Collateral damage.
Gets the bite.
So now we are heading eastwards out of the yard. And we do have a couple of trains still sitting in the yard as well. And we actually have, that's part of our transfer for Local 5, which is intermodal and auto rack. Moving right along, we're coming up to the first station here, which is South Keys, based off the Transitway bus station that's along the tracks. And then moving right along, we have the corner of Fallowfield. And yes, you're actually seeing it from the other side instead of the side usually, because it was reversed going into Stillwater. Because we don't really have curves like that. We have to reverse a lot, to tell you the truth. We then come around Anderson into Wolf Creek and Spanish River. All single track. Fremo coming right back up into Rock Cut, which goes back to double mainline track, and into Vesta and MP Foods. So it's a busy module here too. And then we have St. Anthony's Yard, which is a transfer and where one of the actual locals does sit. So there's the local right there. That is Local 5. That is the intermodal and auto rack local. Right next to that, we have Bayview. With an area to actually pick up cars too. And then we have Wycliffe. there wasn't anything there, but then something was posted there after. 2 auto racks were there. That's another transfer spot. We then come across Moccasin Bridge into Hawthorne. Big sweeping curb right around. Right to Glen Tay. And then we're actually going to be going off the branch here into Mason Creek. A busy little industry. And then into Three Bridges, coming right around to Jackfish Bay and Turntable. So Turntable's another transfer. And then we have the mountain of Jackfish Bay. To the end, there was also another stub end out there just to have that little bit of extra room. And then we have Pine Point. As well, connected to Jackfish Bay and Three Bridges was a little module called Mud Creek. So we're on the back end, right here, of Glen Tay. We move along to Bell's Corners, into York River, which you see up ahead. Right back down the main line to east, and that's pretty much it of the layout, everyone. I actually hear another couple of trains coming here as well, and we're just going to keep our eyes on them, so I hope you guys all enjoy. Okay, so we have our Roadmaster area, which runs JMRI for the layout, as well as we program Tsunami and ESU here. And then we're on the back end here of the Yardmaster's location, where it gives out the car cards to an engineer for any of the locals that have to go out and do runs. And behind the Yardmaster is the car shop that we have. So for this, if we have an issue with a car, we'll bring it here. It'll get repaired or replaced to be put into a new position on the layout. And as well, here's all our alpha coatings to go with the cards. And that's going to be it, everyone. Alright, everyone. So that's going to be it for the month of May layout tour here for Hotrak. I'd like to thank you all for watching. There will be more videos to come later, so just keep your eyes out for when they pop up. So take care, and as always, make sure the signal's green and keep moving down the line.